Okay, hi everyone. I'm here again to do a follow-up vlog with regards of the story I mentioned the last time. So, my previous content was with regards of my stillbirth experience, and here I am again to tell you my second experience. Well, it wasn't stillbirth, but I had a miscarriage also. The second time I got pregnant. Um, so the time when I got pregnant, I didn't realize that I was until my husband told me that how he was wondering how come I didn't have my period on the month of that certain month which I have. And so then I realized, oh yeah, I didn't really had my period that month. So we decided to take a test, and it was positive. So we're actually confused because the time we're not yet that prepared to have another pregnancy, so we're scared. So to cut the story short, we to cut the story short yes, I had a miscarriage. So probably it was 8, 9 or 10 weeks. I was supposed to be 10 weeks when miscarriage happened. So when I had my miscarriage, it wasn't actually a big impact, to be honest, the time, because when that came to our life, we were very confused. We were worried. So when the miscarriage happened, we were hurt. It made us sad, but at the same time, it was a mixture of feelings actually. So being pregnant or trying to be pregnant, it was not really easy for us to do, because when you want to conceive, you always wait every month for you to be pregnant. But then it's actually frustrating at the same time when you know that you're trying, and then the next month you'll get your period, and the feeling is very devastating. But then that second pregnancy was a failure again. So we've tried to conceive again after it was 2017, 2019, 2018. So when I conceived, it was the next year, 2018. So we gave up. Actually, after a year, we have given up on the thoughts of trying to conceive. So we just, me and my husband just enjoyed our marriage life, our company. So we have actually basically a happy marriage. So and the second miscarriage, actually, the first one, when I mentioned, it brought me closer to God, but then apparently that's what I thought of, but it turned out it was just up front. So the second miscarriage, it was frustrating, and the pain and trying to conceive was a bit frustrating for us. So I've tried to refocus myself and redivert myself to reading Bible, because that's the only hope I can hold on to. My God is the only hope that I know that I can hold on to forever, and I know that He's giving me strength to go through this pain, to the reality of life. Yes, it was devastating, but then I keep moving on and I keep standing up. So we had our third. Before that, we were actually I was actually trying to be closer to him. There were instances that you know, the feeling of being a Christian is actually not just you going to church. It's a different feeling when you really know God, and when you really know that you are in love. When you are actually in love, you tend to see the distance will always be somehow very near. Like, you'll do your very best to make sure that the person that you love will always be happy, no matter what the circumstance can be. So being a Christian, I fell actually in love. I was Christian since I was a kid, but then I never had the chance to feel what I feel now towards God, towards Jesus. So I was actually happy that those experiences, He made me stronger. But actually, I think He thinks that I'm not that strong yet, so He gave me a few more things to deal with. So the third time that I conceived, it was actually our anniversary, and then we went to Bali, so to celebrate it. Then actually that trip supposed to be, I was expecting my period to come, but then when we were there in Bali, surprisingly my period didn't come. So all throughout our Bali trip, my pad is still the same number when we came back here in Singapore, because I didn't use not a single one. So when we came back in Singapore, I know in my heart that I'm pregnant again. So I couldn't wait. So we came late night. We arrived in Singapore. So I still have one of the pregnancy test kept. So I've used that immediately. I never even had the chance to bring down my things yet. I let my husband bring it to our room, and then I took the pregnancy test and I went straight to the toilet to do it there. So of course I'm pregnant again for the third time. So yeah, and I was happy, and I couldn't hide the joy that I have. with him that I'm pregnant, that I know that I've been praying for it. We have been praying for it, and it was answered. I was really, really happy that I couldn't thank enough God that He has given the most wonderful gift that I just had recently asked from Him. So I was happy that He gave that for the third time. And then after that pregnancy test, we have decided to find a lady doctor or lady OB, so that that OB or that lady will be able to relate herself with the condition or with the things that I'm feeling within my body. So because unlike guys, unlike men, things that they say, I know that they know things that ladies are going through, pregnant women are going through, but they actually didn't experience it themselves. They only base it by the book. So at least if I would choose a lady doctor, she will know exactly the things that I am feeling. And apparently the doctor is only available after a few days. So we have set that appointment, and then we waited for that day to come, to have our first scan for our third baby. And then after that, so we couldn't wait. But then during those days in between before the checkup, I had a bit of bleeding, or should I say spotting. So I was worried because there's already paranoia in me. I am actually paranoid on my third pregnancy because of the things that I have been through. And then after that, where was I? After that, after the bleeding, after the spotting, so I told my husband, and then my husband told me that it will be okay, it is normal. So then the next time I peed the same day, no more blood. So I just shrug it off. So no blood, no spotting. So I said, okay, everything should be fine. I prayed harder that I shouldn't be worried. I asked guidance from Him to take control of the situation. But then I felt like my faith was very, very little that time. No matter how much I pray, I still worried a lot that I couldn't actually put the full trust in Jesus, which bugged my conscience a lot. Because as a Christian, if you have enough faith, you will put all your trust in Him. But then that time, I was very, very weak. I was scared. Satan knows how to dig deeper into your soul. So be very careful when you know the enemy is actually controlling your life. And apparently in my case, I let him control me. no matter how much I pray, I still listen to the enemy. So and then so the day came. Actually, before the day come, the checkup, the appointment before that day, I was already bleeding. So I was worried. My husband was at work and I was off day, and then I was already bleeding. And then I told my husband, and my husband tried to calm me down. He told me that it's normal to bleed, everything will be well, tomorrow is our checkup, so you can ask the doctor why, all this kind of stuff that he tried to calm me. But then until I feel that I'm no longer pregnant, so I am already bleeding, and I know that it is coming very soon. So yeah, I was alone in my room. I was alone in our room, and my husband still at work. And then I've tried to compose myself, and I'm trying to compose myself now. All this experience is not really easy to handle, but then I'm always trying to be strong. Yeah, it breaks me a lot. Every single miscarriage, or every single life that I lose. Well, so I was on my bed trying to sleep over the worries that I have slept through. But then I already prayed. Actually, when I felt that I am no longer pregnant, I already prayed to him that if he wants to take back the gift that he has given me, just take it and help me to get through it, and then my husband, and then protect our hearts, and shed us the healing, and then comfort our heart. So yeah, when my husband came, he hugged me, and then he's still trying to talk me over this bleeding, and then he said that it's normal and everything. But in my heart, I told him also that I feel that I am no longer pregnant. So I guess I got tired from crying, so I managed to sleep, although I have already put a pad to prepare myself from something. So the next day, it was supposed to be our doctor's appointment, and then when I stood up from the bed, something came out. I know very well that's the third time, or should I say that's the second time I had my miscarriage, so I know how it feels like. Good thing I didn't go through so much pain, the pelvic pain, the everything, the pain, that physical pain I didn't feel, because I was sleeping through it. Unlike the last time, unlike the second one, it was really painful that I thought I'm losing my womb. Yeah. So then, yeah, and then when I went to the toilet, I saw the whole thing already on the pad. So I just cried. um, I cried hard. And then it was really frustrating. Losing another one for the third time, it doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder each time. They say that practice makes perfect. Well, yeah, it's not easy, and it will never be easy to any mother who's losing any children of their own. So yeah, when but then we have proceeded to go to the appointment, although I already had a full miscarriage, complete miscarriage. We went to the doctor. We were both in shock, and we didn't know what to do also in the hospital, so we just carry on with the appointment. Supposed to be tell the doctor that I'm pregnant, but apparently when we got there, when it was our turn, I told doctor that I just had miscarriage that morning. So she was shocked. I don't know if she believed or whatever, because when she tried to scan me, she didn't see anything. Of course, my uterus was already flat, and it was really painful. It was really painful to see the monitor, that instead of the baby you're going to see, you just see nothing. You don't see anything at all. So I was just crying. It wasn't. It was because of the pain that I am actually going through, the emotional pain that I am going through, and yeah, it was just overwhelming that I have to. Me and my husband decided for me to go home back to our country to rest for a while, for a few days, to help to pick up myself again, to help me recover mentally, emotionally, and physically. So the next day I flew back home to be with my family. The pain that I was actually going through wasn't easy. That I have to hibernate myself to every single one, except of course my family that I was with. So none of my friends knew about this miscarriage because I'm already tired. It was really tiring to tell painful stories to every single one. So I've kept it within me until I came back in Singapore, and although I still had the chance to tell to my co-workers, to at least relieve the pain that I have been keeping inside me. So that was my third one. And although I know that actually I can choose to be depressed, but I chose not to. So instead I chose to be much closer to God, and I've built a relationship with Him. I know inside me that I really desperately need Him in my life. So I've become faithful at church, and I want to be engaged in the ministry. Yeah, I think God is calling me, but then I'm still stubborn. I'm not really listening yet. So I'm still holding on to the hope that I will one day will have my own baby. We'll have our own one. So that was the story of my third one, and that's all, folks. I think that will be enough for today, and thank you for those who's trying to watch the videos. Thank you so much. I hope this would inspire people how to deal with miscarriage, or losing a baby, or losing daughter's son, or their children. And I pray and hope that you wouldn't experience the same thing that I have experienced, and if you do, I hope and pray that you'll get through it, that you'll see hope from the experience that you're actually dealing with, that you won't lose your hope, that you won't give up, because I'm not giving up, and I will never give up. Bye for now.